So listen to that. The moment that somebody can pull an emotion out of me, just the bad side of me, the moment that that happens, it's not their fault. It's my fault. I allowed it to happen. But I did choose a topic to talk about today, which is undermining, and that could happen in your family as well as, your coworkers and things like that. Your workplace, your professional workplace. It happens personally and personally and professionally. So it's one of those things where, like if you are cognizant of what's happening around you, you step back out of yourself and look at things. There are people in your life, whether it be personally and professionally, that are out there to undermine you, whether it be a little comment here and there or a huge just in your face comment. So I just want to share with you how I deal with it, because I had a talk with a manager the other day about, you seem so cool, Gil. Like, you seem so cool when people undermine you. And I tell them that, and I don't know how you are, and I don't want to sound too religious. For me, God is like God, obviously through Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. God is like I guess the light, the compass for my life. So I give everything my will to. I'm following God's will, or what I think is God's will for me. Guidance for my life is, directly associated to my belief and faith in God. So when I was speaking to the person, I was like, at the end of the day, if nothing is nothing is of the Lord, or nothing is nothing that is any good will really affect me, because at the end of the day, those people will have their day, because unfortunately, people undermine you, belittle you, talk crap about you behind your back. Generally speaking, they're never really paying attention to their own lives, right? They're never really paying attention to their own lives. So there's going to be a time where they're just going to mess up, and whether they pull more people under with them and have their crap mentality, it is what it is. That's why I'm not really that worried, because one, I try my best to surround myself with amazing people, smart people, people with a good level mind, to help elevate me, and hopefully I can elevate them at the same time. There are some people out there who are just not there for you, or just not there for anyone but themselves. And at the end of the day, it goes back to that talking on that it goes back to that conversation about being good, good and evil. If you believe in God, you got to believe in the devil. Obviously, they're not one and the same. They are counterparts to each other. So no matter how hard you hustle, grind, how hard you just are trying to do what you have to do, there are people who are just going to be like, F you, you're not doing nothing, whatever. Or they'll try to take little jabs at you at the same time. So at the end of the day, for me, I can't really fault them, because I can only control me. And that's something that I would like to bestow upon you guys. Like, the moment that someone, and even me, I fight with this every day or every time something happens. The moment that someone literally can pull emotion out of you, they have control over you. So listen to that. The moment that somebody can pull an emotion out of me, whether it be aggressive, negative emotion, obviously, it's always good to pull happiness out of someone. I'm talking about aggressiveness for me, like just the bad side of me. The moment that happens, it's not their fault. It's my fault that has happened, because I allowed it to happen. So I want you guys to really understand it. Those of you who are maybe going through that right now, best you can do is control yourself. The best you can do is control your nature, control your big picture at the end of the day. Control the fact that at the end of 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, or whatever, this is where you want to be. Don't let anyone be an obstacle to that, whether it be the underminers, the people that could take quick jabs, people who don't, people, that you have a great idea, that, your team is with you, that the majority of people with you, They just want to be a thorn in the bush, unfortunately. So stay focused on at the end goal. Like, what is your end goal? Is me reacting this way going to benefit me at the end of my goal? We had a brief conversation with one of my coworkers, but that's basically a more expounded version of how I handle a lot of things, of people undermining me and things like that. And in no way I can explain this, but for some reason, every person in my life who I've ever encountered who has undermined me to some degree, have fallen and have gone through hardships that they can't fall back from, right? Because why? Me personally, I am sure you are. In my brain and in my heart, I am blessed. I am grateful and I am blessed. So there is never going to be a time in my life where, like, I'm not supposed to be here. You understand? Like, I'm literally not supposed to be here. So, like, there's been times that not to get too deep into it, there's been so many times I could have died. So I'm so grateful that I'm just still here. There's been so many times that, there's so many smarter people out there that don't have the life that I have. So why am I going to have one person or a set of people affect me in that way? Of course, I'm a human being. There's going to be a time where I have to really reflect on myself. Like, is it worth speaking up? Is it worth saying this right now? Because in my back pocket and in front of my heart, I always have one thing that I tell myself: no, God's going to take care of that situation. And if you're watching, God's going to take care of that situation. I can almost guarantee you, God will take care of the situation for me, because you know why? It's like that saying, any weapons formed against me shall not prosper. It's just not. Because why? I'm moving with a particular intention, right? And you should be able to. Like, when you guys do your thing, you're growing, you're doing this, we gotta move with a real intention as to being a servant leader, helping people as much as you can, right? Being able to put your ego aside and then moving forward. Oh man, this breeze feels amazing. I really don't even know what the sound's gonna sound like, but hopefully I can synthesize it and adjust it with the equalizer. But man, this breeze is just amazing. I don't know if you, it's definitely shaking the freaking thing here. Just out there, I don't want to sound too religious because some people get turned off by that. It's up to you. I mean, I follow who I follow, and my heart is where my heart is. But I can tell you right now, anything that's against me shall not prosper. And I can attest to that because I've been through so many things in life that I can say that God has always watched my back or held me up in so many experiences. So for those people who you find that are undermining you, whether it's throwing little jabs at you, or they're just not realizing that, hey, you might have a good idea, or you might be doing the right thing. Don't mind them at the end of the day. As long as you're handling your business, you're working with your team, if you have a team, or if you're just fully having the good intention of moving forward positively, more than likely, I would have to say, compared to my life, it's always worked out for me. Of course, you're going to have hardships, you're going to have setbacks. It is what it is. But going back to what I said, stay focused on the big picture. What is a big picture for you? Because if the big picture, like, think about this, just segue this into a thought. If the big picture is you know what, I'm going to belittle people, I'm going to just do bad by people, I'm going to be negative, I'm going to be pessimistic all the time, whatever big picture you have is going to be riddled with garbage. I tell you right now, garbage that you might not fall back from or come back from. But the big picture is, you know what, I'm here to be a servant leader, help as much as I can, constantly move forward, pull anyone up that if I can pull anyone up. What do you think the biggest picture is going to be? Those setbacks, those things that happen, those obstacles that happen, you're moving forward some type of positivity, and you're helping people at the end of the day. So it really goes down for me to the big picture. That's why I don't really get fazed, or I become very stoic when people are like that, because at the end of the day, for me, I got insurance. My insurance is gone. So, you know, like I said, like quick story before I stop. There was this one time where this guy was undermining me at work. He was like the guy right underneath me, honestly. This is like a long time ago. And he just kept trying. He did the route of, let me try to have everyone, your subordinates, be for me and then be against me. Yo. So I was like, fine. I kept conducting it. I kept conducting business, whatever. I didn't say anything. And one moment, this one mistake I made, basically a small little pebble, turned into a huge rock. So I then left that job. He then took over because that's what he wanted. He then took over. 2 months later, it was a shit show. To be frank with you, he then just left the keys to the office and left no render, no 2 weeks, no nothing, because he didn't really understand the pressure what it takes to be a top level person. How many people you have to appease, how many people you have to work and negotiate with to try to be a good servant leader. He didn't realize that. So when he was in the seat, it went to shit. And I specifically told him, just hang out with me long enough. Let me teach you what I know so I can try to help you so you can move on and do your own thing. But didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So yeah, word of advice for you underminers, people who just do that to other people, just stop it. Do better. Okay? So that's my whatever podcast. Hopefully wherever this goes, I'm definitely gonna focus more on leadership and just sharing stories, insights, and things like that. Hopefully this will help you over time. Number one, I'm telling you right now, I'm not perfect. So whatever I tell you, take that with a grain of salt, because this is my experiences. If you could handle it better, comment down below. I really appreciate it, because at the end of the day, we are here to help other people who want to become successful. That's our job. For me, my personal goal in life is to help as many people as I can before I leave this earth and, you know, go on to the next stage of life. But with that said, thank you for watching this. If you've watched it all the way through, really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Comment down below other things you want insight on, tips on, or just what you want me to talk about. I'll be more than happy to help. And I am like a chest box. I'm not gonna say treasure chest because there's a lot of shit in there, but a chest box. You just gotta pull out the right thing for the right need for the right day, and then I just go off. But with that said, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I love the channel growing. You don't know how grateful I am in myself that the channel's where it's at. And I know we can do more. So I really appreciate you watching this, if you are watching this, and like the video and share the video. And hopefully, more than anything, this has helped you to some degree, some of this insight to some degree, and help you get over a few things in life. Take care. Bye. God bless.